our next chapter for the day, which is kind of a pet peeve of mine.
What's
And I
that?
talk to people, stylists around me, things like that, and I'm always like, "Hey, are you going to the show?" And what do they say when you ask people, "Are you going to the show?" What do they say to you?
Oh, yeah. Hey, are you going to the show? Oh, when is it? Next weekend. We've only been talking about it all year, like for the past 4 months. Oh yeah, this show's not what it used to be. I'm not going to the show. No, no,
Yeah.
no, 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 no. Oh, or if I go to the show, yeah, maybe I'll get some deals. I don't know. We'll see what mood I'm in. If I got nothing better to do,
So I don't know where to.
that's the responses I get.
Yeah, this is a very hot button topic for me, and because as a young stylist, going to the show was an amazing experience for me. Like I said, one of the first shows as a beauty school student, I got to see Vidal Sassoon. I mean,
Oh wow.
yeah, and I mean, you can go down the list of the luminaries that used to do that, and we still have amazing people, amazing artists doing the shows. But the show always juiced me up, and it keeps and shows keep me juiced. And I get people all the time, I don't want to go. I get my education online. What kind of experience? I mean, you get to go to this show and all the shows, and our shows are not like the trade shows of it's not like an industrial equipment trade show where it's people talking. Da, 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 da. It is a freaking rock concert. It is a rock concert. Whatever music you like, picture 27 bands going at the same time. And there's a different message from each of them, and it's all positive, and it's a communal thing. It's all of us hairdressers, from people that work in high end big salons to independents to, and then there's educators that come. And actually my favorite day, besides besides Sunday morning when everybody comes in, my favorite day is Monday when the students come in. I love seeing the beauty school students.
Hmm.
I like talking to them, and really, because you're really getting a flavor of where our industry is going. But this is the only industry that besides maybe some entertainment industry, and stop right there. Don't even go left like you're gonna. Um, but I know exactly where you're going. Adult entertainment industry. I know your mind. But this is the best industry where we all get together, we all speak the same language, and we come from so many different places, cross section of society, from city hairdressers to people that are out in the that are out in the sticks. It's fantastic, and then comes my favorite comment from stylists, and yeah, I'm dogging people out and send me hate mail. I don't want to spend the money for a ticket to the show. So it's $90. It's what? Wait, hold on. I got the numbers right here. Wait. So for a 1 day pass, it is $90. For the weekend pass for all 3 days, it's $160. Okay.
Wait, but what do you get? What do you get on a day pass, and what do you get for a weekend pass?
Well, let me finish my point first, and then we'll get into that. How about that? Since we're tirading, but $90. How much a day do you guys spend at Starbucks? How much is a cup of coffee at Starbucks?
What is it, $73?
$73, right? $7, $8, and then you feel bad because we're tipped employees, so you tip the Starbucks lady, so it's $10 every time you go to Starbucks, right?
Is it really $10 every time you go to Starbucks?
Think about it.
Holy cow!
$10. I'm being, maybe it's probably less, but let's just call it $10 because that fits my narrative right now.
That fits your argument so good. Well, Well,
Yeah.
if you get like if you get like a food and like do you just get a coffee or you is that just for a coffee or is that like for a coffee and a
Uh,
what does
for
Starbucks have
coffee,
like a
it's
donut?
like the other day I stopped at Starbucks and it was like $8 and change for what I got. And it was a cup of coffee, a large coffee, sorry, a venti coffee.
Holy cow.
And the girl's got the change in her hand. I'm like, yeah, just throw that in your tip jar. She's got like $1 and some change. So yeah, $10. Let's just call it $10.
So every time I'm on the phone with you in the morning and you're going through the drive-through and you say leave the change in a jar and I'm yelling over your speaker intercom thing, you're spending like $8 a day, 10,
That's
8
Dunkin'.
to 10
Yeah,
bucks a day.
dude, I need my Dunkin'. I need my Dunkin'. That's what
So
that
in a
was
week, you're spending like $100.
right.
You bum. Holy cow.
Yeah. Yeah. What's your point? But
Holy
see, I go to shows.
no wonder. Yeah, no wonder you do. No wonder you work so hard.
But my point being is so you could take a week's worth of Starbucks, maybe a week and a day's worth of Starbucks and get a 1-day pass to the show. Right?
You get that 1-day pass for the show, you'll get a lot more value out of that 1-day pass than I think you would out of a week's worth of Starbucks.
What I mean,
Isn't it
what is
interesting how we're saying Starbucks and we're not saying coffee?
Well, it's synonymous. It's like when people want a cola, they say Coke or
Okay,
Pepsi.
true, fair enough.
Coke or Pepsi,
Fair enough. Everything's Coke.
Coke or Pepsi.
Look, I'll tell you this way, man. If everybody, okay, so if everybody's complaining that the show is expensive and they don't want to go to the show, right? And if everybody just stops going to the show, then there's no more show.
Right.
Well, then what happens? And is everybody going to start complaining that there's no more show?
No more education.
The education is insane. The amount of education that everybody's teaching at these shows is awesome. Okay. And it kind of depends on your view on like when you're attending, what kind of an attendee are you? Because I've seen both sides of that. I've seen the attendees line up and you and I were walking through and I wish I was a little more soft-spoken sometimes, but I don't wish at the same time. I don't know. But you have to shut me up sometimes. Because every time I see, if you're showing up with a freaking luggage because you're planning on shopping, you're trying to get every single deal and you think this is O'Hare Airport, you're just going to be walking up and down every aisle with a suitcase luggage. Yeah, then of course you're going to complain, oh, this show sucked. But then on the flip side of that, I see people lined up and they've got, bags of water and juice and snacks with them, and they're ready to go, man. They're going to hit every single booth. They got their notebooks with them. They got cameras with them. They are ready to get inspired. They are ready to watch something. They're ready to learn something. And I tell you, man, when I see the people come to the classrooms, those are the stylists that I am the most excited to see, are the ones that come to the classrooms and the ones that do hang out at the booth and watch for 5-10 minutes before they move on to the next one. And they watch for another 5-10 minutes. Those are the ones that are going back to the salon. They've got that value. Right. They got the true value of coming to the show. And now they're coming back to the salon, and they're going to be a proper influencer at their salon. And they're going to become that name stylist in that area. People are going to talk about them because they've got their finger on the pulse of what's going on and how things should be done in the industry. Those are the ones that are becoming profitable. They're not the ones complaining, oh my God, I'm so slow. Where are all the clients? Those are the ones saying, my book is freaking slammed. You want an appointment with me? I got a waiting list in 6 weeks. I got a time for you in 6 weeks from now.
Well, I mean, not to that subject is a subject for another day for us.
But I'm just saying that's what you get. That day pass gives you access to over 100 different manufacturers, 100 different, 80 different stages that you can get inspired from. It gives you a pass to every single classroom. We're classroom 52. We're not even the last classroom. There's over 100 different private rooms at this show.
Right.
You got access to all of those well, whoever's giving the free, you have complete access to. But with
Right.
a 1-day pass, it is I want to say it's physically impossible to be able to walk the entire show and get to every educational opportunity that there is.
You can't.
You know, so the value in coming to that program, and then you get to market yourself. You get to interact and socialize with other people in the industry. And you get to, kind of put yourself, it's like, am I here? Am I there? Do I want to get here? Do I want to get there? I mean, just the networking alone of being able to talk with other hairdressers, whether they're salon owners like yourself, whether they're behind a chair like yourself, whether they're independent stylists and studio owners such as yourself, whatever level you're a student, you're a performer, platform artist, whatever you are, man. Like the way to be able to interact is insane. And like you mentioned earlier, it's a freaking concert. The amount of energy is infectious. It's absolutely infectious.
I always go back to the one thing that I've always loved about our industry is you can always learn something from somebody. And you are now in one space where learning is not required, but everybody is learning, and there are people that want to give you knowledge. And you come back to your own little slice of the world with that knowledge, that makes you more marketable. My clients ask me all the time, and I always is okay. I know you go to shows. I know you're teaching, but what's new? What are you learning new? And I'm like, wow, sometimes my clients actually do listen to me. I'm really surprised.
They do get excited.
Yeah. So with that being said, knowledge is priceless. So $90 or $160, just to put it into perspective, is nothing compared to our endless revenue stream that we could have with more knowledge behind the chair. I mean, you learn a new technique. You learn one new technique. You come to the HTB booth and you learn, and you do extensions and you learn the zero trace bond technique, right? You could actually charge more for that technique and boost your bottom line dollars up for what? A 1-day investment, and you could turn that into serious money. And I'm just using Sandy. I'm using the Sandy's technique just as an example. There's so much other things going on at that show that you can bring back. Hey, you may find a new product that you could market to your clients, or you may find a product that can make your job easier, and you turn your clients onto it. It's a new product. It's X amount of dollars more, depending on what your market will bear. And, you end up winning for a $90 investment. Come on, $160 investment. Come on, get out of here. That old mindset is so gone in our industry, and you're constantly marketing yourself. You really are. And
you got to figure this way. The attendance is up 30% over last year. They are projecting the highest attendance this year. So
and to really drive it home,
complaining about it, something you're missing something.
Yeah. And to really drive the whole thing home, nothing. The experience alone will pay for itself.